Hey there, I want to show you the level generator that I created. It uses a lot of code that was also used by the room editor to generate the rooms. And when I started this, I first created a level manager that was responsible for everything. It kept a list of unfinished rooms, and each frame a room was picked randomly to continue generation in some direction. Then I did some research and I found this website, for example, and it introduced me to the concept of workers into my level, and I adopted this into my level generator. And this is also the current state of this presentation. So let me show you. The cube is a placeholder for the player. When I move the player, this red box moves along with it. This red box, every worker that is inside this box will operate. So the level manager is supposed to generate the level while playing. As you see on the right side, I have something that is called biome settings. The idea is that you have something called biomes that were basically the same as in Minecraft and other games, that you can later have something like forest biome or volcano biome. And of course, it's important for biomes to use different textures, but also the behavior of the generation is equally important to be able to set up for different biomes. Because this is all work in progress, there are not too many settings yet. Currently, you can add the worker factories for crawlers and climbers and tunnelers. Those are worker types, and you can set up the chance of them dying or changing direction or spawning other workers. And for example, this crawler factory, the crawlers that it spawns have a chance of spawning new workers at 15%, and then they can spawn tunnelers and climbers each at 50%. So you can even set up which workers they spawn at which chances, and each worker type can spawn different other worker types. It's all customizable. So let me show you the different worker types and the rooms they create. Here you can see a typical crawler room. They use the smallest room size, and they create these cave-like passages from one end to another end or multiple ends. Here you can see another crawler room and another crawler room. Here you can see a tunneler room. They create hallways. They are longer, a bit longer rooms. Another tunneler room. And there you see a room created by a climber. They create these tower-like structures where the player can traverse vertically to lower areas. And here you can see another tunnel. So this whole generator is pseudo-random. It uses a seed like most generators do. In most generators it works like if you use the same seed, then you will generate the same dungeon. In this case, because the whole generation thing is also influenced by the player position, it sets the focus of where to generate. I will need the player positions as well to reproduce the same dungeon. So for this purpose I added these save and load buttons. If you save, it will save all the player positions that were relevant during the generation process, and then before I start again I can load, and now it will reiterate through all these positions to get the same dungeon as before. So these were the steps all necessary to create the dungeon until this point. Then I also have some other debugging functions or buttons, like this pause button, which will stop the generation. So if I walk forward, the focus area should change, and now I can step step one at a time through these workers, or I can say all workers at once should do stuff, or just continue the generation. Then I also can pause on specific iterations. Currently we are at iteration 39, so every update of this generation process that does some work is a level generator iteration, basically. So I could say pause on the next iteration, or I can say pause on a specific worker number. For example, I can say pause before the tunneler with number 3 does some work, or I can say pause on a specific worker that I select here. And then I also have some debugging options here for changing these boxes that are drawn, like this red box or this octree that is currently very transparent. You can make it more visible, but then it's also overwhelming, as you see. You can have a better look at it maybe in isometric view from above or from the side. It's basically a bunch of boxes. This is all for debugging. These debugging tools are very important because as I progress on the level editor and it grows more and more complex, then there will also be many bugs and I have to fix them quickly to progress fast. And also if this is in production and some people have some bugs and need to reproduce them, then these debugging tools are also very important. I'm currently refactoring the project to Unity's new ECS system, which comes with some challenges but also lots of advantages. I will talk about this a bit on my homepage. I'm making good progress and I'm excited to go forward. If you have some feedback, I would like to hear your thoughts, and see you later.